Fundamental rights are enshrined in Part Roman III of the Indian Constitution, guaranteeing civil liberties to all citizens. They are justiciable, meaning they can be enforced in a court of law. Understanding the nuances of each right, its limitations, and related amendments is crucial for the SSC MTS exam. Question 1. Which of the following writs can be issued by the High Court to secure the liberty of a person unlawfully detained? Option A, habeas corpus. Option B, mandamus. Correct answer is A. Habeas corpus is a writ that orders a person holding another to bring him/her before the court. This ensures unlawful detention is promptly reviewed by judicial authority. Question 2. The right to education, as a fundamental right, falls under which article of the Indian Constitution? Option A, Article 19, Option B, Article 20. Correct answer is C. Article 21A, inserted by the 86th Amendment Act, 2002, declares that the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of the age of 6 to 14 years. Question 3. Which fundamental right can be suspended during the proclamation of a national emergency under Article 352? Option A, right to life and personal liberty. Option B, right to constitutional remedies. Correct answer is C. Under Article 358, the right to freedom of speech and expression, Article 19, can get automatically suspended during a national emergency based on external aggression or war. Question 4. Which article of the Indian Constitution prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth? Option A, Article 14, Option B, Article 15. Correct answer is B. Article 15 explicitly prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth, ensuring equality before the law and equal protection of the laws. Question 5. Which of the following statements accurately describes the doctrine of eclipse in relation to fundamental rights? Option A, it suspends all fundamental rights during an emergency. Option B, it renders pre-constitutional laws inconsistent with fundamental rights, inoperative to the extent of the inconsistency. Correct answer is B. The doctrine of eclipse states that a pre-constitutional law that violates a fundamental right remains dormant, eclipsed, but revives if the conflicting right is amended. Question 6. The right to privacy is protected under which article of the Indian Constitution, as interpreted by the Supreme Court? Option A, Article 14, Option B, Article 19. Correct answer is C. The Supreme Court has recognized the right to privacy as an intrinsic part of Article 21, which guarantees the right to life and personal liberty. Question 7. Which article of the Indian Constitution abolishes untouchability? Option A, Article 14, Option B, Article 15. Correct answer is C. Article 17 abolishes untouchability and forbids its practice in any form. The enforcement of any disability arising out of untouchability shall be an offense punishable in accordance with law. Question 8. Under which circumstance can the state impose reasonable restrictions on the right to freedom of speech and expression? Option A, in the interest of the sovereignty and integrity of India. Option B, to criticize the government. Correct answer is A. Article 19. 2. Allows the state to impose reasonable restrictions on the right to freedom of speech and expression in the interests of the sovereignty and integrity of India, security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency, or morality. Question 9. Which amendment to the Indian Constitution curtailed the scope of Article 19(1) F and deprived the right to property of its fundamental right status? Option A, 42nd Amendment, Option B, 44th Amendment. Correct answer is B. The 44th Amendment Act of 1978 removed the right to property from the list of fundamental rights and made it a legal right under Article 300A of the Constitution. Question 10. What does the writ of certiorari signify? Option A, to have the body of. Option B, we command. Correct answer is C. Certiorari is a writ issued by a higher court to a lower court or tribunal to transfer a case for review or to quash the decision if the lower court has acted beyond its jurisdiction. Question 11. According to Article 25 of the Constitution, what kind of rights do all citizens equally possess? Option A, right to freely profess, practice, and propagate religion. Option B, right to freedom of speech and expression. Correct answer is A. Article 25 guarantees the freedom of conscience and free profession, practice, and propagation of religion, subject to public order, morality, and health. Question 12. Which article of the Indian Constitution provides for protection against arrest and detention in certain cases? Option A, Article 20. Option B, Article 22. Correct answer is B. Article 22 provides protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. It ensures the right to be informed of the grounds of arrest and the right to consult and be defended by a legal practitioner. Question 13. The doctrine of pith and substance is primarily related to which aspect of constitutional interpretation? Option A, amendment of fundamental rights. Option B, distribution of legislative powers between the Union and the states. Correct answer is B. The doctrine of pith and substance is used to determine whether a law falls within the legislative competence of a particular legislature, even if it incidentally encroaches on another's jurisdiction. Question 14. Which of the following is not explicitly mentioned as a ground for restriction on the right to freedom of religion under Article 25? Option A, public order. Option B, morality. Correct answer is D. Article 25 allows for restrictions on the right to freedom of religion based on public order, morality, and health, but not economic stability. The state can regulate any economic, financial, political, or other secular activity associated with religious practice. Question 15. Article 31C was added via which Amendment Act, and what is its significance? Option A, 24th Amendment, invalidated all directives principles. Option B, 42nd Amendment, gave precedence to certain directive principles over fundamental rights under Articles 14 and 19. Correct answer is B. The 42nd Amendment inserted Article 31C, giving precedence to the directive principles specified in Article 39, B, and C over the fundamental rights guaranteed under Articles 14 and 19.